So we were actually ahead of schedule. Things were running smoothly, and then it was the day before pickup. We got the wheels, we opened them up, and they were the wrong size. We didn't know what really to do, so John got on the phone, called around to local shops to get some spacers to push out the wheels. Luckily, we had ASP on our side. It just came all together and it worked out. When we got the car back from DTM Auto Body, basically we just had to install the kit, mount the wheels, do miscellaneous things with the audio, as well as install the brakes and put back the interior. And we were ready to rock and roll with the audio segment, and unfortunately, things didn't work out. And so what was there to do but take matters in our own hands? John and I and the team at ASP, along with Sonny DeVera, basically put together this audio system. Sonny spent about 8 hours tuning the audio, and all of us were blown away. Well, we hooked up a nitrous system. They put everything from the brackets, the mounting of the bottles, as well as did an amazing job on the headers. So without these guys, I mean, I really don't know where we would be.
Since you guys last saw the car, pretty much everything happened. Last time you were here, the engine bay was done and it was running, but that was about it. So we had body work to do. The interior had to be made, the turbo kit had to be installed, everything. Little things pop up here and there, but the large thing that kind of funneled down to the end was the center console. It was just a nightmare. And the center console was actually made for left-hand drive. It was kind of do or die. If we couldn't get that in, the whole right-hand drive thing failed. And it ended up working out pretty well with the help of Bucks Customs. Got the radio mounted, got the center console made. That ended up turning out pretty fantastic. The turbo kit was something that DZOD in New York made for us. It was perfectly suited for the car, but to spice it up a little bit, we ended up making the wastegate dump and the exhaust actually come out of the hood. Just make it a little cool, it's loud, it's a little different looking, and I think it makes the front of the car look a little bit meaner. Body-wise, I knew it had to be something pretty aggressive. To suit the car, I ended up making flares, molded the rocker panels in. We ended up making fiberglass flares and then molding them onto the car to give it a cleaner look. We used a very mild spoiler, modified the bumper pretty heavily. That's one of the most aggressive pieces of the car. Lowered the grille substantially. We actually created an air duct on the side of the emblem, and other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Audio-wise, we actually stuck with a factory Scion head unit. You just can't beat the reliability and the options that it has. Along with that, we use the OEM Audio Plus sound system for the Scion TC. Everything integrated together, and it sounds amazing.
Last time you saw it, it was red and multicolored. Interior was completely ripped out. The motor was still in pieces with a big question mark, not knowing exactly what we were going to do. Within the past month, the car finally got House of Colors light teal. When we first saw color on the car, it finally felt that everything that we've been putting into it was coming together. We had a really big question mark on the motor. Finally came to the decision to, of course, go forced induction. We started out with the DZOD turbo kit. We powder coated the valve cover, intercooler piping, and turbo to match the wheels and interior theme of the car as well. As for the wheels, we wanted to make sure that they were the right wheels for the build. So we decided to go with New Tech wheels, and they answered. We ended up going with a 19 by 10 up front, 19 by 11 in the rear. There's a 4-inch lip up front and a 6-inch lip in the rear. Our biggest hurdle wasn't one specific thing. It was just the body work took us longer than we had anticipated. Once we got the body and paint where we wanted it, we literally had about 2 weeks left to put the rest of the car together. The motor work, the interior, the audio setup, the wheels, tires, all of that had to be done in 2 weeks. So it was a mad dash to the finish, but the team and I got it done. We're extremely happy with what we put out there, and we hope that everyone, including the judges, receives the car well.
It's pretty surreal. I mean, having a sketch done about 3 months ago and then seeing it materialize into something that you exactly want, it's a huge part of being a designer, and it's also very rewarding.
Basically dedicated the last 2 months of my life to this, day in and day out, Monday through Sunday. Now that the car's done, I can honestly say that I am in love with it. Just everything that's in this car, I would do myself. And win or lose, I had the best time of my life.